Hi there, my name is Mo and I love Monster Hunter. Wait, don't click away. This is my appreciation video for the Monster Hunter franchise, as well as an introduction for people who don't know what it is. Please bear with me as this is going to be a bit of a big video. If you are interested in what Monster Hunter is, grab a chair, order up some grub, and let's go on a hunt. This is why Monster Hunter is fantastic. Monster Hunter is a multiplayer game with boss battle elements that span from the small monsters to the multi-leveled gargantuans. It was a commercial success in Japan when it was released back in 2004. They added more monsters and endgame quests to be expanded with subspecies, size variations, and new G-rank quests, more challenging and legendary battles for better and more powerful gear. Over the years of its releases, Monster Hunter has gotten sequels and improvements in their experimentation, combat, and gameplay. From adding a west-only weapon in the first game to water combat in the third. It wasn't that good. It explored verticality and expanded it by replacing said water combat with taller areas in the sequel. Then Monster Hunter World streamlined the game for better, or for worse. Finally, we're on Monster Hunter Rise. Personally, you can categorize the franchise in 3 different forms. Monster Hunter, the classic style. 4 generations of Monster Hunter games that have experimented and evolved over the years with their own quirks, limitations, and mechanics that make it a unique staple to its own genre. Monster Hunter World, the hack-and-slash style, a streamlined reinterpretation with more realistic aesthetics and reminiscent of the more modernized quality of life changes. Monster Hunter Rise, the fused dynamic style, the blended in-between of Monster Hunter Generations and Monster Hunter World with a friendly, welcoming system to beginners, using bits and pieces from World and Generations to make it more fun and exciting. I wish I could play you, but the servers are officially down as of 2019. Legit, I wanted to see how far I would have survived through Monster Hunter Online, and, well, this. What is the story of Monster Hunter? It depends on which of the games that you've started with. Sometimes they're about, and I'm sorry for using this term differently, a coming-of-age story where the hunter proves to the world that they are one of the best. Other times they're about calamities that could shake the very ground they're on. They may be short stories that could be written as a novel, but they're also expanded by in-game lore, monster descriptions, and so many little things that make it feel real and feel genuine. I could just imagine a father telling their son when they ask to be a hunter.
Son, we live in a world where nature has evolved to magnificence and danger. Wyverns breathing fire, spitting poison, roars that shake the mountains, and elder dragons that are larger than any village I have seen. Humans and Wyverians living in harmony, guilds and research groups learning the ecosystems and keeping an eye on catastrophic events. And who knows what kind of villages exist out there. To be a hunter is not just to go out there and hunt willy-nilly. It's a way of life. We hunt to keep nature from breaking the balance, and it provides us the means to live, be it by materials, food, companionship. This world is vast. And remember, my son, there are hunters, and then there are monster hunters.
What kind of monster do you think I would like? A monster that has the head of a Stegosaurus? A giant crustacean that has the shell of an elder dragon? Or one that's a giant serpent that expands over 400 meters that is only heard of from fairy tales? Or one that's inspired by a bulldozer? Monster Hunter has always had unique monsters that radiate originality and various levels of threat, especially when you, as a player, would not only see the patterns of how they fight, but also their behavior in nature, from their elemental relevance to their place in the ecosystem, and to their in-universe antiquity. In some ways, they have some kind of deific or mythical importance to them.
Or a big walking fish.
I'll always love you, Plesioth. And from these rampaging or invasive monsters comes the aspect of materials. All the way from the first generation, Monster Hunter and Monster Hunter G, starting with only 6 in Japan, and 7 in America, to the latest one with 14. There are the exceptions that were not brought over, such as the medium bowgun from Monster Hunter Tri, the Tonfa, the magnet spike from Monster Hunter Online, and the Axle Axe from Monster Hunter Explorer. You have 2 specified classes, the Blade Masters and Gunners, or melee and range. Blade Master weapons consist of Greatsword, Longsword, Sword and Shield, Dual Blades, Hammer, Hunting Horn, Lance, Gun Lance, Switch Axe, Insect Glaive, and Charge Blade. All with different mechanics, different playstyles, and honestly, play what feels fun. I recommend trying the Sword and Shield. It's known as the beginner's weapon. Gunner weapons consist of light bowgun, heavy bowgun, and bows. Depending on how you play, you could change the tide or assist your allies when they're in a pinch. I recommend the bow to start with. Remember, you're not limited to weapons as they give you all of them in the chest when you start. Try them out and see what feels right. And with your choice of weapons comes armor and both of their designs. Throughout the series, there's so many variations of designs. A thorned rapier and shield, ninja armor, a giant cob of corn, a cowboy,
Cowboy, baby.
a motorbike, and so many more. But I'll give you a few examples of my favorite designs. Usurper's Growl and its line, a thunder elemental hunting horn that helps with different buffs throughout the games. Its design is based off of the Zinogre, my favorite monster. My other favorite is Venom Monster. It was my go-to poison hammer with its beak and luminous crest on its head. The design on the hammer looks reminiscent of the Gypceras. And finally, here we are at the community chapter. I've been talking about Monster Hunter as if it was my religion, but I want to show you how people experience Monster Hunter in the best way possible. So I asked around, what is your fondest memory? My fondest memory? Probably when I first got into the franchise and saw just how creative some of the monsters were. Sure, you have some that scream raw power with their designs like Rathalos and Rathian, but you also have some that deviate from the norm. It was really cool to see just how creative they can get with their monster designs for things like Amatsu, Mizutsune, Gos Harag, Atal Ka, Sadius, and many more.
Fondest memory would be, I guess, getting my ass kicked by the Tigrex in Freedom.
Would you elaborate?
In a way, I guess he was my rival. Because I didn't know what I was doing in the game till that point. Until I kept fainting against him and realized that, okay, this game is more intricate and tougher than I thought it would be. And Well, in a way, yeah, he's my rival. Tigrex taught me how to play the game properly, and since then, I have adored Monster Hunter even more, because there was more to it than just, hey, run up to monsters, smash your buttons as fast as you can, like the other previous monsters.
In Frontier, I started the game around the time Guanzarumu was the newest monster, had tremors that went beyond resistance, had non-negatable wind, and roars earplugs Double XL couldn't block. Was the first monster I hardwalled. Anyway, I fought it again and again and again, until I finally had my first win at like 4 in the morning with a friend who was also struggling against it. Never could forget that moment where I saw my first Guan death animation. Sleep was good all week.
Yeah, I mean, I guess when I realized I can sever monsters' tail and damage them, not really one specific memory. I guess I was hunting Rathalos and I realized I can cut the tails and like it's a real hunt, not just like smash, kill the boss, see the HP and just get the stats and done with it. Just take your time hunting a monster.
The moment I killed Fitalis in Iceborne. I've been playing since 4 Ultimate and I have seen my fair share of tough fights, but nothing was as hard as beating Fitalis solo. I didn't want to beat the penultimate final boss with people like the rest of the game. I tried for tens of hours and finally took it down after 20 of grinding for gear and 20 of actually fighting the thing. It felt so goddamn great. As you're a newcomer in the Monster Hunter franchise, starting with Monster Hunter World. So far, what has been your fondest memory? The fuck are you guys saying?
Look at them! Just look at them!
God damn it.
Actually be just this, honestly.
Just that, like what they're doing, or is it like just fooling around with this stupid shit?
Honestly, because I've never played it with anyone, so this is a really fun memory for me, and it's just started.
My fondest memory of playing Monster Hunter is how I met some good friends I still keep in touch with today. From playing for you back in the days, it's about 6 to 7 years since we've known each other now. It makes it even more special that they are from Europe, while I'm from the US. Despite our 9-hour difference, I was still able to enjoy some good times with them, and I think it's special to have friends that are from a different part of the world. I'll miss the non-stop level 140 Apex Joe / Rajang quests we used to do, as well as the custom quests too. Now, we don't play games together as much anymore, but we still do talk every so often, and I'm truly grateful for their friendship. Hopefully from what we've learned from this video is, I'm obsessed with Monster Hunter and I don't know how to handle it. Joking aside, from what we've learned from this video is that there are a lot of games that have that niche market that really hits hard. Like the FPS genre with Call of Duty and Battlefield, or indie games like Shovel Knight, Hat in Time, and Hades, or hell, even AAA games such as Last of Us, the first one, Devil May Cry, and Insomniac's Spider-Man series. What feels so fantastic with Monster Hunter is that it started a very niche genre that is enjoyable. Hunting monsters, collecting gear, having fun with multiplayer, or relaxing single player. It's a series that I would really put in my top 5 of all time. Try it out. Get any of the games. The easiest ones to access are these at the moment. Monster Hunter Generations on the Nintendo Switch. Monster Hunter Rise on the Nintendo Switch and soon the PC. Monster Hunter World and Iceborne on PlayStation 4, 5, Xbox, and PC. Or you can buy the previous titles if you have the console that has them, from the PlayStation 2 and PSP to the 3DS, Wii, and Wii U. And I say this with the entirety of my heart and soul. Happy hunting.